Hare Krishna. Today we'll be discussing Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 6, texts 11 and 12. Suchau deshe pratisthapya sthiram asanamatmanah nati uchritam nati nicham chaila jinakushottaram tatraikagram manah kritva yata chittendriya kriyah upavisyashane yunjyat yogam atmavishuddhaye. So, in the previous verses, Krishna explained what are the symptoms of those who are self-realized. Up to 9, he mentioned. And then from 10th verse onwards, Krishna is explaining the method to be followed to attain self-realization, the method of Dhyana Yoga. And in these 2 verses, Krishna gives more such execution details. What should a Dhyana Yogi do in order to attain that self-realization? So first he has to go to Suchau Deshe. Suchau Deshe means, Suchi means clean, pure. Especially it refers to pilgrimage places. Prabhupada mentions in the purport. So Suchau Deshe, he has to go and Pratisthapya, he has to establish a sthiram asanam, a firm seat, which is nati uchritam, na ati nicham. It should not be too high, na ati uchritam, na ati nicham, not too low. It should be made of chailajina, soft cloth, and deer skin. So the deer skin has an advantage which repels these poisonous creatures. And kushottaram, you have to lay the kusha grass. Basically, first lay the kusha grass and then the deer skin and a soft cloth on top. Why all this? So that tatra ekagram manaha, tatra ekagram manaha, to be able to facilitate controlling the mind. All this is not for fashion. The ultimate purpose is to control the mind. Tatraikagram manaha kritva upavishyasane. You should sit erect. And then upavishyasane yunjyad yogam. You should execute this yoga for what purpose? Atma vishuddhaye. For the purpose of purification of heart. This is the purpose. So the point is that all these things are needed for controlling the mind and senses and for purification of heart. And how the purification is attained? Ekagram manaha kritva. You concentrate the mind on the supreme absolute truth within. And all of these help towards that purpose. Going to a pure, clean place, pilgrimage place. Like in the ancient times, these sages, they used to establish ashrams on the banks of the sacred rivers, in the forests, very clean atmosphere, pure atmosphere, not many people to be surrounded with. Rahasi sthitaha, in the previous verse we had seen, in seclusion. So, in this age, are these really practical? What is Krishna talking about? The Dhyana Yoga principles. Go to these sacred places, forests, or the pilgrimage places. You can go to pilgrimage places, but even those are becoming fully congested. And where you'll find peace of mind? And where is the training for you to stay secluded? You'll hanker for people and association. And you'll always be fearing in the mind, oh, what kind of animal will come? If you are actually confident Krishna will protect, no animal can hurt. Because Krishna is there as a super soul. Like Haridas Thakur he was performing this chanting in a secluded place in a cave. And people were trying to get his association, but they could not. Why? Because they knew that in that cave there was a very dangerous, poisonous cobra also. But Haridas Thakur was oblivious to all of that. And because these people were scared, Krishna within the heart directed the cobra to leave that place. And in front of all of them, the cobra left and never to return. So Krishna will help, but how many of us have that conviction? Because of these times, the Kali Yuga, the mindset. In Kali Yuga, we are easily deviated by whatever we see. Whatever dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu upajayate. When we focus on things, dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangha, we get attached to them. Even though I don't have desire, I remember a long time ago when I was in Bangalore, when I used to visit the restaurants, and I would see, I would order some newer and newer things, and my wife wouldn't understand why suddenly he's ordering this kind of things. And then she realized that the, the people in the next table, they are ordering these kind of things, and I would get all these ideas and I would order. So how the mind is so attracted by things that we see, hear, associate with, it cannot remain stable. So mechanically trying to do these things. That is why these yogis, now they have given up following all these things. Suchau deshe pratisthapya sthiram asanam. They have now, the yoga has become a physical yoga only for health. But at least if they agree that it is for health, that is good. But many don't agree. They say, oh, it is meant for self realization. There was one yogi who came to our office again when I was in Bangalore. He was teaching this yoga. They conducted the yoga session, and somebody asked, what are the food habits you should follow? What are the drinking habits you should follow? He said, no, 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 you can eat anything. You can drink anything. So where is the self control? If you eat anything, you drink anything, how can you control your mind? If the mind is fully contaminated, you are what you eat. Whatever you are eating or drinking, it is controlling your mind. Why even the government recognizes, they stop you on the street when you are driving and ask you to blow into that machine to understand whether you are drinking under influence. The name itself is says DUI. You get a ticket for that if you are drinking more than a limit, because it knows that they know scientifically that it will control your mind, it will make you intoxicated, you lose your judgment, it will cloud your judgment, it will cause accidents. So everything we do has an effect on our mind. You cannot keep doing everything and still aspire for God realization. That is why the rules and regulations are given in scriptures. Why go to a secluded place? Why sit like this? Why not stare? In the next verses, we will see how one has to stare on the tip of the nose. All these things are there. So the point is, all of this are very stringent in this process of dhyana yoga that Krishna is recommending, or not recommending, he's going through it for those in those ages who want to practice. But in this age, it is not possible. And in Krishna consciousness, all these things are automatically satisfied. As Brihanaradiya Purana recommends for this age, Harer Nama, Harer Nama iva kevalam, Kalau nasti eva, nasti eva gatiranyadha. There is, in this age, there is no other way, no other way, no other way than chanting the holy name of Lord Hari. So Krishna consciousness is the easiest and at the same time the most sublime. Aho batasvapachoto gariyan yajjihvagre vartate nama tubhyam te pustapaste juhuvuhu sasnurarya brahmanuchur nama grananti ete. One who is chanting the holy name on the tip of the tongue, it is understood that they have performed all kinds of austerities, studied all kinds of Vedas, bathed in all kinds of holy rivers. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finishes his tour to South India, delivers all the people, and comes back to Jagannath Puri, and the word goes to Bengal, all his associates, they come to meet him, and they all take the Lord's blessings, and the seniors, the Lord respects them, and the Lord is giving the accommodation for everyone, and the king is observing from a distance from his palace, and is asking, who is this devotee, who is that devotee, like that. And Gopinath Acharya is describing, oh, this is such and such devotee. And all these devotees are coming near and taking the blessings of the Lord. But there was one devotee who stayed at a very far distance on the road. He is offering obeisances from a distance on the road. And the king asked, who is this? Who is not coming near Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? And they said, it is Haridas Thakur. And why he is not coming near? Because he is born in a Mohammedan family, considered mlecha because of his association and eating habits, even though he has given it all up and has taken to the chanting of the holy name, but he considers himself as low and fallen. So he offers his obeisances from a distance so that he won't contaminate and touch anybody. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu becomes very pleased with his austerity, and then he goes and embraces him, picks him up, and then he says, my Lord, please do not touch me. I am so fallen and lowly. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, stop being so humble. In fact, you are the most pure, and every moment you are taking bath in all the holy rivers because of your constant chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And the Lord gives him a separate residence in the flower garden near his own residence. And he says, you don't have to go to prasadam and think you'll contaminate and touch people. I will send you prasadam. And the Lord did arrange prasadam to be sent every day to his residence where he was chanting. So you see how when you chant the holy name of the Lord, everything comes to you. The Lord arranges everything to you without you having to do anything. And every day, it is described, all these devotees, they would come and near the Jagannath temple in Puri, they would be divided into four different parties or groups. And in each group, there was 8 mrudangas and 32 pairs of kartals. And just imagine how many devotees would be there in each group. And they would be spread in all these different directions. And they would just perform such a wonderful Harinam Sankirtan with melodious singing and dancing, beautiful kirtans. And people would be amazed. They would come and just see that for an hours and hours. And that's all they would do every day. This was their primary activity. And at the end, when they are all tired, the devotees of Jagannath, they would bring huge quantities of Mahaprasadam, and the Lord would personally serve them on each leaf. He would serve the quantity which two, three people would eat. And upon request of devotees, the Lord would sit personally and the devotees would honor prasadam. And then they would leave, take rest, and again they assemble for Krishna Katha, chant and honor prasadam and take leave. So you see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to this world, Krishna himself has come to this world to set the Yuga Dharma. And what was he doing? Purely singing and dancing and chanting the holy name of the Lord. That's all one is supposed to do. We are not required to do any of these extraneous hard endeavors. In fact, if we have full conviction, Krishna will provide everything for us. Like somebody who is full time dedicated. Krishna will provide. Ananyas chintayanto mam. ये जनाः पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम्. Krishna will take care of everything. This is what we are meant to do. This is what happens in Golaka Vrindavan. Nobody works hard there. Katha ganam natyam gamanam api vamsi priyasakhi chidanandam jyotih paramapi tadasvadyam api cha. So every moment there is kirtana of the Lord going on. Every act is a service for the Lord. There is only pleasure, there is no hard work. Everything is supplied automatically by Kalpavruksha. So, Prabhupada, he explains the glories of this chanting, and this is in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Aho Batasvapachoto Gariyan, the verse I quoted. Very important sloka from Srimad Bhagavatam, which is often quoted by Srila Prabhupada to establish the fact that becoming advanced in spiritual life is not a question of birthright, but it is a question of accepting the mercy of the Supreme Lord. And many times, Srila Prabhupada's preaching activities was criticized back in India that, oh, he is delivering these mlechas and yavanas, rising them to Brahminical platform. So that criticism is always there. And even in the West, he was criticized by parents that he was taking them away from their so called enjoyment of material life. So Prabhupada tells in one purport of Srimad Bhagavatam how the great Prajapati Daksha, he had many children and they were all male children. And being a very religious man, he sent his children to a holy place of pilgrimage to perform austerities and penances for a long, long time so that they can purify themselves and come back. Why? To get married so that they can live a nice material life and procreate many children. See, this is a very responsible business. One has to prepare for it, perform austerities to take up a responsible life of rule as a king and marry and beget children and take care of the kingdom. So they were sent to perform austerities. And at that time, Narada Muni happened to appear in the scene, and he started to preach to them. He told them that you are performing all this penance and austerities just to have a lot of sex and procreate children and live within this material world and enjoy. You're thinking you'll enjoy. No, 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 that is not the highest thing. The highest thing is that you chant the holy name of the Lord, surrender unto Krishna, and go back to Godhead. So he convinced them to accept, all of them, to accept the vow of renunciation. And they all accepted his path and never went back. And Daksha found out about this. He was very upset. He was very upset with Narada Muni. And the only thing he said he will do is beget more children and who can carry on his good name and fame in this world. And then again he sent them to pilgrimage and told them, don't be like your stupid brothers. Come back home like good boys and do the will of your father. So they said, yes, my dear father, whatever you say. They went to perform austerities and penances. And guess who appeared again? Narada Muni. And he said, this time he adopted a very emotional tactic. So you should follow the footsteps of your saintly brothers. Your brothers are very saintly and have established the right standard. So you become your life, make your life perfect by following that standard. Chant the holy name, take the vow of renunciation, go back to Godhead. And so they followed suit, and Daksha became livid. And he approached Narada Muni and he said, oh, you are not a bona fide devotee, you are a bogus man. He cursed him. I curse you because you have ruined my family life. You have ruined my children's ability to carry on my good name and fame. And I curse you that you will never be able to sit down in one place. You will always be on the move. So, of course, Narada Muni took that as a great blessing because a devotee always moves around to give Krishna consciousness to everyone. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was once cursed like that. You will never have a happy material life. You'll never enjoy. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very happy hearing that because he wanted to take up sannyasa. So similarly, so Prabhupada explains that when he came to the Western world, many young boys and girls gave up their material life and took to the teachings of Narada Muni. And now they are simply engaged in glorifying the Lord and purifying themselves and the society. But then these parents who are like Daksha, they became very angry and they have cursed me to never be able to sit down in one place. Therefore, I am forced to move from one place to the other to preach the glories of the Lord and write. So, Prabhupada explains that he was very anxious to finish the writing of Srimad Bhagavatam and other Vedic literature and humbly requesting my disciples to accept this curse upon their head so that I can settle down and continue my writing. So Prabhupada took that risk, took those curses for delivering the sublime message of Krishna consciousness. And in one conversation, there was a woman who came. She was inquiring about Bhakti Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Kundalini Yoga. She was asking all these questions. Why did Krishna ask Arjuna to fight? What about Christ consciousness, Trinity, and so on and so forth? And Prabhupada answered all these questions. And he said, Krishna consciousness trumps all of them and is the highest of all. And it has all the benefits of all the other things that, good things that people come up with. And he simply said, it is your choice. If you can take it, it is good. If you don't take it, it is your misfortune. There is no difficulty. Is there any difficulty to do this process? And all the assembled guests, they say unanimously, no. So then why don't you take it? It is simple. We are not pushing forcibly. Use your intelligence, logic. In Chaitanya Charitamrita also the author says, we are placing this movement in front of you. Use your logic and intelligence to accept it. Sometimes other religions, it is said that they propagated their religion by holding a sword in one hand. Either you accept or there is sword. But Krishna consciousness is not like that. It is placed for your judgment. So Krishna consciousness is so powerful, so sublime, and it's coming down from disciplic succession. It is not like a religion, sectarian, like, you know, people usually they convert from one faith to the other faith. Today you are a Hindu, you may become a Christian, or today you are a Christian, you may become something else. So that is not dharma, that is just a faith that is changing from one to the other. The real dharma is just like salt always tastes salt, water is always liquid. The dharma of the soul is always to be subservient to God, to engage in the kirtana, glorify the Lord. That is the dharma of the living entity. That is what Krishna consciousness is. The true dharma. It is not accepting some artificial religion. It's not religion in that sense. The real swarupa of the living entity, fanning that real swarupa. And that one can easily unearth by simply chanting this holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'll stop here. Anyone has any questions or comments? Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.